There's more than two of us here? What?
Who'd have thought?
We know other people that talk about Eurovision? It's like my first thought. I was like, what? Hello? Anyway, welcome to The Cup, the Currently Unnamed podcast, where the tea is piping hot and we're always ready to spill. I'm Logan Murphy, just a gay, here with a cute little sloss mug today. And obviously coffee, because that's my lifeblood.
And with my usual silly face mug, ever since 2013, my name is Sam DMV, also known as Sam Damonteverde, aka Anissa Long, your fellow friendly non-binary Filipino-Canadian hot mess hailing all the way from Toronto.
And who are you?
All right, I'm Sindri. I don't have any silly cups. I just have a tall glass of water. I do own a cup like that, though, Sam. Those are great cups. And yeah, my name is Sindri. I'm from Iceland, so that kind of qualifies me to talk about this topic right now.
Just a little bit.
Kind of, yeah.
Within the both of us. So
you'll get some insight into what us Icelanders think about our preliminaries, and I'll have some takes for you.
We finally have someone that isn't from North America talking about Eurovision.
Yeah.
It's a miracle. You know, we're just, good old fans from North America, but I'm excited to have you on, Sindri, because obviously we don't know that many Icelandic people, but our first thought was you when when we found out about the selection. And yeah, we're super excited to have someone else talking about Eurovision with us finally, because it's been me and Sam
this entire
time. 20, I think this might be our 20th. I honestly lost count.
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
I've lost count.
We might be past it, but we're gonna.
I don't remember anymore. But yes, we are here talking about the Icelandic national selection today with a real Icelandic person. So that is fantastic. So yes, we're gonna dive in. I want to give a little bit of context as to how is it. Okay, I'm gonna do my best with pronunciations, and thank God we have Sindri here.
All right.
To tell me how horrible my pronunciation is, but I believe it's Söngvakeppnin.
Yeah, Söngvakeppnin.
Wait, say that again.
Söngvakeppnin.
Keppnin.
Yeah.
Söngvakeppnin.
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. Fabulous. So yes, we have two semifinals happening with 5 songs in each, with 2 qualifying for the final happening on almost the last possible day to do it. Y'all didn't it's not on the 15th, it's not on the deadline of the 15th, it's on the 12th, so y'all are saving a little bit of time.
Yeah,
a little bit.
Definitely down to the wire.
Yes. So we'll talk about who's in what semifinal at some point. I put them all in alphabetical order because I forgot there were semifinals when I started doing it. I'm going to be honest, but we can talk about the semifinals in conjunction with everything else. But yeah, should we just dive in?
Sure.
Let's get into it.
Cool. Oh, and now we go a little bit smaller, but it's fine. You can see ice. There's ice. So you can see half of us.
Yeah, see? Yeah.
It's fine.
I think that works.
So we are going to start with Amarosis. The song is Don't You Know? One of the only songs that doesn't have a different title from English to Icelandic, which is interesting. The other part that I will say I love, having done a lot of these national selections, is that for the semifinals, and correct me if I'm wrong, we actually have someone to correct us this time. because normally it's like, correct me in the comments, but this time we have an actual person. So for the semifinals, the artists have to sing in Icelandic, and then for the final, they have the choice of Icelandic or English.
Yeah, so this is something that I've always had a problem with, the Icelandic preliminaries. It just absolutely makes no sense that they're forcing people to sing in a different language than they're going to go into the finals with. It's like you're forcing us to vote for people in the semis, vote for songs that are completely different songs from the end product that will actually be going to the finals, and then to the actual like Eurovision Song Contest. So I've never understood this rule, and it's a weird rule that I personally don't like. But you know, they go with it, and you can, like, if you listen to both versions of all these songs, like you can hear a clear difference. Like some songs flow a lot better in Icelandic, some songs flow a lot better in English, and it really shows which songs were written in which language and like what they were going for. But yeah, it is a rule that you have to sing in Icelandic on the first night.
That's so interesting. When was the last time Iceland had an entry in Icelandic?
I feel like it wasn't that long ago.
Was it 2019? Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah,
maybe. I know it's Hatari, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Of course. Yeah. They sung it. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah. I forgot that song was in Iceland.
All I remember, honestly, from the last couple of years of Icelandic Eurovision entries, if I'm being honest, is Daddy Fair. So that's really all I remember.
He's dominated the Eurovision scene for the last couple of years.
Yeah. But yes, Amarosis, don't you know? This is fine, in my opinion.
Exactly my take. It's just like it's kind of fun. It's fine. I feel like the Icelandic version is better than the English one. Honestly, when I listen to it, I feel like the lyrics on the English one was a bit too, like, I don't know. It felt like super simple in the chorus. Like, just don't you know that you make me feel bad? It's just so weird. Like, why are you singing that? Like, there's no nuance to what you're saying, and it just feels like there's no substance to it. But it's fun.
That's literally what I wrote down, is that there's just a lack of substance in the song.
Yeah, and there is more substance in the Icelandic version, which is kind of funny because like it was written in English first and then translated to Icelandic, but I feel like the Icelandic version is better, and usually I don't like the Icelandic versions better, but this Icelandic version I felt like flowed a lot better. It made a lot more sense lyrically, flowed better with the instrumentation. So I don't know.
No, I would agree in saying that the Icelandic version is better. Going through my notes, I don't know. I just like the vibe as a whole. I am also on board with the perfectly fine critique. It didn't really go a whole lot of places, but I like the vibe overall. I think they have decent voices, and I enjoyed kind of the harmonies that went together for it. But yeah, no, again, perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, my other big issue is it's a little repetitive towards the end because there's just that lack of substance.
Yeah.
But it's lovely. It's not perfectly inoffensive, which is a term we like to use around here, but it's lovely.
Yeah, it's like you said, like it's totally fine. It's just like they're siblings as well. Like it's just kind of, it feels like that. It kind of feels like two siblings just like having fun making a song and then somehow got it into Eurovision, you know?
Honestly, that's kind of we've seen that a lot in this year. We've had siblings relationships, a lot of those. Father-daughter in Denmark, which wasn't great. But yeah, it feels like overall in this selection, the song is either like lovely and wonderful and a ballad and all that kind of stuff, or it's like way out there like Europop, which leads perfectly into our next entry. And that is Haffi Haff with, oh God, it's not Gia because it's Gia.
Yeah, Gia.
Or Volcano.
Or Volcano, which is like a big simplification of what Gia means as well.
Oh, good.
But like it, you know, it's a weird song. The lyrics are weird, you know, but that's literally what it's supposed to be, you know.
Sam is going to know exactly where I'm going with this critique because it reminds me of another song that's already going to Eurovision.
Okay. Which one?
We're going to be talking once again about a song that's related to Eat Your Salad. Which is...
Oh, you got Eat Your Salad. Okay.
I got Eat Your Salad.
I got more... If we're talking between the two, I got more Give That Wolf a Banana.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Well, I personally... I wrote that my first critique was not really critique, but this is stupid. But I do like it, is the thing. Like, I love that just mid-song we have a hummus recipe.
Yeah,
which
what
I'm on
even
board
is that?
for. It's stupid and dumb. This is the stupid and dumb I like. And honestly, I don't know what the difference for me personally is between, if you've heard Eat Your Salad, then you know it's like, it's a very environmentally friendly, like supporting like veganism, which is also very much so this song.
Yeah.
Which I find funny. This works way better for me in Icelandic, I will say.
Yep.
Really?
It does, yeah. I find it a lot better in Icelandic, potentially because I have the context of Latvia's Eat Your Salad. So it was an automatic comparison that I made. It's good. There's just a lot of songs in the selection I like more than this one, but it's fine.
Yeah. Like I watched this like short episode where they were like, showing off all the songs and like talking to the artists and whatever that was like on some channel here in Iceland. And Haff, like he literally just explained it as dumb fun. Like it's a song that's supposed to be dumb fun. And I know it's like, it just has like fun imagery of like, they want to make hummus for the volcano and like the volcano is non-binary and all this. Like, it's just like such a like, like they're just throwing like a lot of fun stuff at the wall, and some of it sticks, some of it isn't sticking, but like, it's fun. Haff is also like someone that is pretty well known here. And like, I feel like this is his shtick kind of. And so it works as well, like better with, the Icelandic audience, but I do feel like it's not going to play well with the older voting audience here in Iceland, which is a big contingent as well. So I'm not expecting this to go all the way. I don't even know. I feel like it's in the weaker like semifinal round, so I feel like it might go through.
So the issue with that, I will say, is there's already 2 joke entries in that semifinal.
Which one is the other?
I'm talking Eurovision in general. I understand you meant in the specific this one.
Yeah.
It's in semifinal 1, which I think I would agree is the weaker one of the 2, as far as the Icelandic selection is concerned.
Yeah.
Iceland as a whole in Eurovision 2022 is in the first semifinal, which does include Eat Your Salad from Latvia and Give That Wolf a Banana. So for his sake, honestly, with how much criticism there's been from the Eurovision fandom about joke entries, I hope he doesn't win.
Yeah. Because
I feel like if you have Eat Your Salad, and then most recently Norway also picked a joke entry, if you will. If you just add Haffi on top of that, the fandom might explode.
Yeah.
But
I think there's absolutely no chance he's winning.
Okay. I don't see a universe either for Gia to win.
I can see it going to the finals possibly, but not even as the top song from this semifinal. And then in the final, it wouldn't do great. I don't think so. No.
There's other songs from this semi that I would like to see qualify more than this. But
although I will say there was something you touched upon, Sindri, and I wrote a comment in my notes saying I would because it's so like dumb fun. I would be very intrigued on how this would be staged.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Like he already talked about, he has like a dance for it that's supposed to be like super simple, so everybody can dance to it. But it was like kind of weird dance. I'm like, sure, like it feels like there's a big concept behind it, and it's like not completely landing, but like landing enough. I feel, but I feel like here in Iceland, there used to be always just the older people would vote, and you know, what the older people wanted would go through. But now I feel like there's like this big contingent of like late teen, early like 20s people that are like really into Eurovision, like from all groups of people. So it feels like slowly we're getting like more of the entries that are maybe like work better for the younger generation. But I think if the younger generation is voting something in, it's not that either. I feel like there are other songs that that contingent is more likely to vote in, which we'll go into later when those come up.
Yep.
Yeah. So this was a doozy. I'm excited to move on to a not a real song, but like a real song. So next up is Hanna Mia and the Astrotourists. I'm gonna mess up this pronunciation, but I'm gonna go with Sans Medper.
Almost. It's Séns Mér.
Séns Mér.
Yeah, that was
Great.
very close.
Great.
Okay.
Or in English, Gemini.
Which means absolutely not the same thing, not even close.
I was looking at the lyric translations and I was like, these
are just two different songs.
Great.
Basically, it's just two different songs.
It feels like two different songs.
Yeah, it really does. It really does.
I really like this song actually in both Icelandic and English. I definitely prefer it in English. I think it like there's a little bit more of a punch in the way the lyrics flow through the song in English. It's a lax love song done in the best possible way for me.
Yeah.
I put like it gives me like the stand-up performance at a coffee house. It's very much that.
Yeah.
I personally am into, but I don't think it will fare as well compared to other songs in the selection.
Yeah, it's like it's nothing special, but it's like cute, you know? It's like a cute song.
Exactly.
I feel like as well, another thing that's like so weird about the rule that they have to do it in Icelandic and English is the fact that like they are very different languages, and when they're sung, you like when you create a song in Icelandic, you have to work it in a very different way than when you do it in English because the languages flow much differently. I feel like when you do it in English, you're like you have more of a flow. There's less emphasis, while when you're singing in Icelandic, there's a lot more emphasis, maybe less flow, but more like punch in the lyrics, how they're sung. And I feel like some of these songs are just like hitting that wall of like one of it, like if it was written in Icelandic, it's not really working with like the more flowy English, and the opposite. Like when you don't have the punch of the Icelandic lyrics, like suddenly when it goes into English, like it doesn't really work the same way. So it's a struggle that's always in this like in these semifinals, like preliminary rounds. It's just always such a weird factor, I feel like.
Yeah, honestly, the coffee house comment is kind of like exactly how I feel. I'm like, it's good for me in a selection of a lot of very solidly good songs.
Yeah,
and then
I think you can also feel the fact, like another thing that I saw about this song is like this band is apparently like a band that wanted to like make songs for other artists. Like they create the songs and then like other artists like perform them, like sing them, but they sent this in without being able to do that, and then they were just asked to do it themselves. And it kind of feels that way where like sure, the song was written in a certain way, but there's nothing special about the performance of it, you know? And it lacks that like punch of like a really good singer or really like charismatic lead. It just has none of that.
I think I'd agree with that, but
I would agree with that too.
It's solid. I still like it, but
it's kind of middle of the pack for me for this.
It's
preliminary.
Moving on, next up is Katla. I don't even know where to start pronouncing this. So
I'm gonna give this a try based on how the pronunciation from the previous song. I'm gonna guess Þaðan.
Very close. Þaðan.
Oh, okay,
Sure. Okay. Or in English, then again.
Yeah.
This is great.
It's good.
I love this song.
I love this song.
It's definitely one of my favorites. It also feels like both the performer and the writers are very young. Like these are people that, especially the writers, are like very well known in the music scene. Like here in Iceland, they're like super young, two super young guys that like have a bunch of songs like on the radio and everything. Like they know what they're doing, and also they know what audience they're catering to. And this is honestly kind of different than most of the songs that they've made, but it feels like there's some, I don't know, it feels more like there feels like there's something in this, you know. It's like you go back to it and you're like, oh, you're finding more and more about it that you like. So it works in that way.
Yeah, I wrote one of my like very common critiques is that just the vibes are immaculate, and that's kind of what I got. This is another one that I prefer in English.
I agree.
I think the flow works a little bit better, and like you were saying with like the translation from Icelandic to English, sometimes that'll happen. I feel like that happens here, but I think regardless of which version goes, because I hope this makes the final. And if it wins, regardless of which version goes to Eurovision, I think will be very powerful regardless.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's got a great tone. I was hooked from the first second. It's great for me.
Yeah, no, I was very much like captivated by this, and I feel like this showcases her like singing ability very well.
Yeah, I think like my only concerns with this song would be I think she's very inexperienced in performing. I think this is like probably maybe one of her first times like actually performing live and stuff like this. So she's not as well known as the writers are, but like she has a great voice, but that's always like a concern with Eurovision because so much of it is performance. But other than that, I think it's a great song. I feel like they start off really well. Like it definitely has a vibe. I feel like in the beginning I was expecting a bit more than it actually became. Like just with the vibes in the beginning, I feel like it kind of like didn't deliver on what it like started off with, but still really good, especially for like, I feel like in this election is definitely a top like front runner, one of the best ones.
Yeah, definitely that. So, all right, moving on. Markéta Irglová is next. Okay, I think it's Mögulegt.
Yeah, Mögulegt.
Mögulegt.
Yeah, it's like a little bit more soft, like Mögulegt. Yeah.
Okay. Or in English, possible.
Yeah, which is a straight translation. Yeah, it's just
okay.
Straight translation.
Okay. This is lovely for me. The only issue I have is I don't know if this has the punch necessary to qualify Iceland, especially in the semifinal that they're in.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with that. I was very intrigued though. Like I think it's a solid entry, but then again, this entire selection has solid entries. I got very like whimsical out of it in terms of like the instrumentation. Although because there was, especially throughout in the second half of the song, there was so much of that going on that it did drown out her voice.
Yeah, I think it like there will be like at least 5 other songs just like this on Eurovision, you know, like there's nothing special about it. It's kind of boring. I feel like there is cool instrumentation in the end of the song that like kind of builds it up, but like you said, I don't feel like the voice is strong enough to like ride that out. So I don't know, like it's like I said, like there are always at least like 3, 4, even 5 other ballads just like this in the main like proper contest. So you know, this is just not gonna do that well.
There's already 2 that I can think of offhand that are basically this song.
And I feel like if you're gonna do a song like this, you have to like have like a really powerful singing performance where you like do that like crazy upstage in the end of it. Like that's what you have to have if you're gonna do well with a song like this in Eurovision. And still that barely does well either. Like this is kind of a dying breed of a Eurovision song where like, you know, 10, 15 years ago, you would get so many songs like this and they would actually do pretty well. But now it's kind of a dying breed. Like these songs don't do that well anymore. people are getting kind of bored of them. This is just like a boring ballad. We've heard it before. There are some fun moments, I like some good moments on it, but like, you know, it's not.
And if you're gonna send a ballad at this point, send a ballad with at least something that makes you different.
Yeah, like the song we just spoke about, which is like, it's not fully a ballad, but it's like ballad adjacent, and like that's what you more need, like something that's like more powerful. The instrumentation is a bit more powerful, and it has that like different factor that like makes you feel like, oh, this is a ballad, but still there's something gripping me that's like different. I remember this after I listen to it. Other than this song, you're not going to remember like many moments from this song after you listen to it, especially if you're listening to other songs around it.
I couldn't tell you a single lyric from this song.
Yeah, same.
Like
and I listened to both versions of it like today, and I don't remember a thing about it, and that's like detrimental in the finals, because like either people will remember you from the first performance, or they will remember you from that like small snippet that they show you again and again while the voting is going on. And very rarely are you going to get votes from that small snippet. You have to grab people from the first performance or from even before the contest start. But like, it's very difficult with a song like this to like make people remember you when people are listening to so many songs during the night, you know?
But like, good luck to her.
Yeah. We'll see how it goes.
Right. Okay, next up, I'm not even gonna try.
All right. So the artist is Tökum stað, yeah. And then the artist is Reykjavíkurdætur, which is just daughters of Reykjavik.
Oh,
yeah, you can kind of see
that. Okay, yeah, no, I see that now. This is phenomenal.
This is a bop.
I'm a big fan of this song.
Yeah, I wanted to hear your guys your opinions first, because like I feel like this is a band that's like this, well, more like a rap group. I don't know if you call it a band, but like that's very well known here in Iceland. They're very controversial as well. But I don't find them controversial. A lot of people find them controversial because they have this like feminist message, very much like, we're abrasive women, and we're proud of it. Like, we're gonna be in your face. We're gonna do whatever the fuck we want. We're gonna say whatever the fuck we want. And a lot of people, don't like that, of course, because everywhere in the world there are people that don't like that. So they are controversial, but I honestly like them. They're like imperfect activists, if you know what I mean, but you also need those as well. Like, they don't always do the perfect thing or say the perfect right thing, but like they're still doing kind of the right thing, by just being what they are.
Yeah.
And this is a great song, Usually they make like longer songs because there's so many of them and they all have like their own rap verse or whatever. But like, this is a great song. They like, it's good. I feel like they blended the Icelandic and English in a pretty seamless way, which very few other songs do ever in Eurovision. So, I love this song. I feel like it could do well, but again, because it is kind of controversial, I don't think this song is getting any votes from anybody older than like 35, except for like, feminist women over 35.
Okay.
So I think, I would love to see this song go through, but this is also kind of a typical entry that would get like third or second, just because there's like this big contingent that they're just not getting the votes from. But I do love it. It's a great song.
That actually does change a lot from my perspective, not in terms of my rankings or whatever, but just in general of like how I see the song, and especially like given the circumstances in Iceland, like it's very much like a Manisha kind of situation.
You explaining everything, I immediately thought Manisha.
Yeah, like I feel like they have more support than they have like adversaries, but like it's the same people that are always against this kind of stuff everywhere in the world. But yeah, I do feel like they have like a base of good support. It is a good song as well, which also helps. But there has been like small controversies just recently about like them and what they're doing, and some of it is valid that they've but some of it's not. So we'll see if that affects them in this competition. They might have done better maybe like 5 years ago when they're feel like their image for the people that they are catering to was a bit cleaner, you know. Their like activism image was a bit cleaner at that point than it is now. But you know, great song, cool artists. You know, when you get artists, what are you expecting them to be, like perfect activists that like always say that, like that's not their point, you know, that's not what they're there for, to be like they're there to just be like an image for, and like to like change the perspective of, you know, what rapping is, because we barely had any female rappers before them here in Iceland that got any attention, and now we have like a whole group of them and they get just as much attention as any other rapper here. So, you know, that's important.
Love it. Yeah, I mean, Icelandic rap is something I'm now a fan of. Honestly,
Same with me.
You don't have to wander much farther than this band for Icelandic rap.
Great.
Some of it's okay, but like a lot of it's really bad. This is like some of the best like from them. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't have a whole lot else other than what was said. I don't know, Sam, if you had any other thoughts, but
I easily like ended up comparing this to Boss Bitch by Doja Cat, which I personally am all for.
I love that.
No, it's just the energy is there for me, and I know like if staged well, it's gonna be a good time.
Yeah. I would not be mad if this went true. 100%. I would be delighted.
Love it. All right. Next up, we have Sigga, Beta, and Elín. I think that's pronunciation names.
Yeah, Sigga, Beta, Elín. Yeah.
Great. Again, not even gonna. If Sam, if you want to attempt the name, by all means. Okay.
Med hækkandi sol.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Með hækkandi sol. Yeah.
Love it.
They basically had it like 98%. So well done.
I'm proud of that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Or in English, with the rising sun.
Yeah, but they didn't even have an English version.
This is the only one that doesn't have an English version. I don't dislike that whatsoever, because I think the song is very, very good. I made, unfortunately, the immediate comparison to Sarah McLachlan.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, I see that.
And I like this. This is another one similar to Gemini, where I don't know if it has the punch necessary, but I think it's a very good song.
Yeah, it's like it's a fine folk song. It's like pretty good for a folk song. Kind of boring in parts, but it's like cozy. You know, you feel good while listening to it. Like, but I feel like because the writer of this song is an artist called Lalo, which is an Icelandic artist that has like had success internationally, and she's amazing. And I feel like she should have just done this song herself. And performed it herself, as you know. Apparently she like didn't want to perform it herself because of stage fright or whatever. I'm like, you're already an artist that has done like millions of concerts. Maybe it's like the Eurovision of it all, you know. You're not just doing it live for the like you're doing it live on TV everywhere in Europe. So it is definitely a much different thing, but like she's an amazing artist and she has had some great songs that I feel like she should have just done it. It's like I said, it's okay. There's nothing special about the vocal performances. You could probably put any singers in there that have any talent and it would sound the same. So I just feel like it needs a bit of an X factor to like stand out. But like I enjoyed myself listening to it. I just don't remember a lot afterwards.
I will say, like, I remember listening to this. I enjoyed like it gave me like very much like a country Asian vibe, and very like Cam-ish in a way, like Burning House by Cam.
I disagree wholeheartedly, but that's probably because I'm a big fan of Cam.
I mean, like, in the context, because I mean, in terms of like how I feel whenever I listen to songs like Burning House, where it feels very like this like breezy kind of very smooth listen. But again, I do agree that it's not anything as special in the terms that there's not much like punch to it. Although all their voices are nice, the unison's nice, the harmony's nice. It could be more dynamic though, and I think that's what it's missing.
Yeah, it's cozy, but it would never do much in Eurovision. because it doesn't really have that, like, if you're gonna bring a song like this to Eurovision, it has to have like a good hook to it. And this song is more like, it's a general vibe that you kind of like, you like riding that wave, but then, you know, there's nothing like during it where you're like, oh, I want to sing along to this, you know.
Yeah.
It's more like, oh, it happened and it's done, you know.
It feels like the opening act if Hanna and the Astrotourists were like the main event at the coffee shop. This is like the opening act.
Yeah, they're very similar songs, and I feel like they both have very similar downsides to them as well.
Yeah.
It's lovely. Again, it's not my perfectly inoffensive song, because there's one that is perfectly inoffensive for me, but we'll get there.
Actually, this might be it for me, but
oh, well, moving along, we have Stefanía Svavarsdóttir.
Yes, Svavarsdóttir, yeah.
Yes. The song is Hjartað mitt.
Yeah, Hjartað mitt.
Hjartað mitt. Or in English, Heart of Mine.
Yeah.
Sam, I'm hoping you're changing that opinion that I just slightly heard from you, because this is one of my favorite songs.
Oh, no, I didn't say this was my perfectly inoffensive.
Good. Okay, great.
No, sorry, I was referring to the previous song. That is like perfectly
okay.
But I absolutely love this song to pieces. It gave very much like, I hate to make this comparison. Like, I absolutely hate to make this, but My Home from the movie. In a way.
Not this.
From the Eurovision movie. It's a great song, though. I think it's a great song, though.
Oh, I hate that you made that comparison. Not that the Eurovision movie is bad. I just wish there had been, you know, European actors starring in the main roles. But it's fine. Anyway, no, this is one of my favorites. I love the beat change in the second verse to make it a little bit different from a traditional ballad. I was fearful that this didn't have like the punch that I keep talking about, and then it does. And then I was like, oh, there's the Eurovision key change, which in this case I don't hate.
Yeah, I'm gonna disagree with both of you. This is my least favorite out of all the songs this year. I feel like it's very boring. It's nothing new. We've heard this song. Maybe this is also me having watched Eurovision for 23 years of my life, you know. I've heard this song in Eurovision every single year, at least like 2 or 3 times. This is the same thing I was talking about earlier with a ballad. This does have more punch to it, but I feel like than the other song we talked about, Possible, but it has more punch, but at the same time, it has less things that are unique about it. And I feel like I've heard this song so many times before. It's very typical Eurovision. The ending is weirdly abrupt. It just kind of ends out of nowhere. And it feels like they wanted to write another verse, but because of the Eurovision like time limit, they had to like kind of, we have to stop it here. And then they just didn't like fix it. It kind of feels that way because it feels like it should go longer. I don't know. It did not. The only good thing about it is that like ending, it does have a build up. It does have like that punch in the end, but it's just nothing that I haven't seen before and seen a lot better in Eurovision before. And I just feel like this isn't giving me a lot. That's just
fair. No, that's fair.
I really
have to have some disagreement here.
Yes. No.
Finally, it's about time.
I really love that we have this disagreement.
I really like it. I understand the critique. I definitely understand it. Because like even though I've been like an active fan since 2018, I've gone back and watched most of the finals of the 21st century. So I definitely understand the comparison. I think it's a better one than a lot of the other ones I've seen, but that's a completely fair comparison.
Yeah.
All right. We've got 2 more. First of those is Stefán Oli Ljósið.
Ljósið?
Yeah. Ljósið. Yeah.
Perfect. All I Know. This is my perfectly inoffensive song of the day.
Yeah.
It's there. Genuinely, all I wrote is very beautiful.
So I feel like
Sam's gonna disagree, but
I feel like I probably like this more than the both of you. I don't know. It was there for me. I felt like it felt very vulnerable. Especially in the first half where everything was just stripped down. And it was, excuse me, it very much like showcased his voice very well. I was very captivated by it. I thought the dynamics were well done. Yeah. Yeah,
for me, like, I don't know, it's another ballad that I've heard before, but I do feel like he is a very good singer. Again, this is someone that's very inexperienced, and I feel like that singing is not going to be as good live because he's not an experienced live singer. So I feel like this is not going to play as well live as it does in the recording. And I feel like there are a few songs here that I feel like are obviously well produced, but are they going to play well live? I don't know, because it's a very different beast. This song, like, it's a okay song. Like, it has some power to it. It's a very good singer, but like also I feel like you can really hear the accent in the English version. So I feel like they should kind of go away from that, because I feel like some Icelandic people are able to sing in English and some are like so obvious. Like it just doesn't really work. You can really hear it. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like, again, this is not a song that I expect to go through the semifinals. But you know, maybe he can go up from here and become more experienced, and like, because he definitely has the voice for it. But I feel like this song is a bit too boring and he's a bit too inexperienced to really make this work.
Valid.
That's perfectly fair.
At least we have one person that half likes it. All right, one more. It is Sun City and Sana, Hækkandi botn.
Yeah, Hækkandi botn. Yeah.
Cool. Or Keep It Cool. This is a great song.
I really love it.
Yeah, this would not be out of place just on any radio station ever. Like this, if I would just hear this on the radio. I don't listen to the radio a lot, but like if I would hear this on the radio, my first thought would not be, oh, this is an Icelandic artist writing a Eurovision song. I would not be surprised if this was some, famous artist that's just like, that has like some super producers behind it. Like, it does really sound like that kind of song. It is very fun. It's a very like it's super catchy. It's like I feel like it's the song that has the best hook and like is the most catchy out of any of the songs here.
I wrote the exact same thing. It's very catchy.
Yeah, and like it's very modern Eurovision. I feel like this is the type of song that has been doing well recently in Eurovision, and both versions are good. I feel my only problem is, will this play well live? Again, because the versions we have listened to are very produced, and the singing is very produced. And I think in the Icelandic version, only one of them is singing, but then in the English versions, both of them are singing.
Oh.
Because one of them isn't even Icelandic. So I know one of them did do Eurovision before. I did not fact check this, so this might be wrong. I think the Icelandic one did a song with some famous guy a few years ago, and it absolutely bombed, and it was horrible live.
Which one is the Icelandic one? I'm kind of curious. I'm gonna fact check you real quick.
Sun City is the Icelandic one. And Sanna, I think she's Swedish. And there are some like heavy hitter, like typical those like Swedish Eurovision song like making machines that are behind this song. Like those people that like make a song for every single year for like some Swedish song, like they're just like professionals at this. I feel like some of those people are behind this song. So I feel like that's just a really good chance of going all the way through. And we'll see how it goes. for this one, the only thing that I'm worried about is the live performance. Is it going to bring the same energy? Is it going to bring the same, like, is it going to bring the same power and like fun live as it does in the production? Because it is vocally very produced.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's kind of my fear. So I'm not seeing directly her. I pulled up just the history of Iceland in Eurovision.
Yeah, it was in semis. It did not go to the final.
Okay, because there was a 4-year period where y'all didn't qualify. So I'm curious if it's in there. There's one that bombed, but that was Ari Olafsson, which was not a good song at all.
Yeah,
but
I think this one was definitely a song that this one didn't even go through to the finals. Like this one was like a song that was made by like it was made to be kind of what this song is, but it was a lot worse. And they had a male vocalist that was really bad.
I mean, that does narrow it down. So let me doing more research.
I feel like they talked about that song in the small like introduction episode that I watched on TV, but I might be wrong. But I do think that she has taken part in the Icelandic selection before, but has not gone all the way through to the finals before. Got
it. Okay. Well, I guess we will have to see how it does. I still like it. I'm hopeful for it, but again, the live vocal is definitely where I'm also gonna fear, just because there was a lot of the auto-tune involved. If we want to look at the semifinals really quickly, I can just share my screen. That's probably the easiest way to do this. So that's what I'm gonna do. So it's really small. I'm going to try to zoom in, but that is the lineup for semifinal 1. Amarosis, Haffi, Haff, Sigga and Elín, Stefanía, and Stefán Oli. And again, only 2 of them will qualify for the final. Do we have predictions on who we think will qualify?
I think this is definitely the weaker semifinal, in my opinion. It does depend on the live performance, but I do feel like it's so hard to predict, especially with the Icelandic audience who's voting. Will it, if the younger audience dominates, I feel like it's going to be a battle between Amarosis, Haff, and then Sigga and Elín. But if the older audience comes in there, I feel like Stefanía could go through. She's definitely going to get some votes from there. I feel like Stefán is kind of drawing dead in this group here. It's a very balanced but weaker semifinal. It's very difficult.
Yeah, I'm gonna say the same.
Yeah.
For me personally, I am gonna predict Stefanía, and then I can oddly see like something. I can oddly see like a universe. Okay, I'm gonna take back what I said very early in this, and hear me out. But I can very much see like Haff going through.
Yeah,
because
me too.
Of this because of the what the fuck factor kind of thing.
Yeah, I think it's very possible that it goes through. He's also just a popular artist, so he might very well go through. I think he would maybe struggle in the final, but I feel like he could get there. The final of our selection. But it's a tough group to predict.
I'm gonna go, despite what I said and despite how I feel, I think I'm gonna go with Stefanía and Haff as well. That just feels like, again, like you said, Sindri, this is definitely the weaker of the semifinals. So honestly, any 2 of these songs could go through, and I wouldn't necessarily be all that surprised. Except for Stefán, because I think he is just at a disadvantage here. But if we look at the other semifinal, this is going to be interesting.
Yeah, because this has all the best songs, really.
Literally. Yeah, I don't know. It genuinely could be any of the 2 songs or any of the 5 songs.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess
also,
for me, I could easily see like Markéta kind of being out of it, and and possibly like Hanna and the Astrotourists kind of thing. But like with the other 3, I can easily see like any of those 3 like going through.
I feel like this is definitely a battle between Katla, Reykjavíkurdætur, and Sun City, and Sana. I think those are by far the best songs in this group, and in my opinion, those are also the 3 best songs out of all the songs in the competition this year. And the fact that one of them isn't even getting to the final is very interesting. It's very difficult to predict which one of those songs will fall out of the selection, because I feel like they're all competing for the same votes. It's different from the other. I feel like the other semifinal, they're like, you could kind of gauge like, if these people are voting, then those will win. If these people are voting, then those will win. In this group, like, it will probably be between those 3 songs, but it just depends on, they're all fighting for the same like group of people, same group of votes. So yeah, it'll be interesting what they will. I feel like if Sun City Sana like can perform it well live, they will probably go through. But if it kind of flops live, which I think is a possibility, I think Katla and Reykjavíkurdætur are going through here.
We'll see. Genuinely, like looking again at the semifinals, I'm like, I have no clue, and I'm excited to see what happens. It's a shame that only 4 songs qualify, in my opinion, because I feel like there's like you said, there's a lot of the 3 best songs kind of are all in the same semifinal.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's what we think about the semifinals. We also have some points to give out, as we always do here. So we don't have banners for Sindri today, because Sindri doesn't have access to the back end of our broadcasting thing. So I guess I can do mine, Sam do theirs, and then when Sindri, you do yours, I'll just switch back and forth and just show like the main banner.
All right.
Whichever song you're saying for whatever point value.
Yeah.
So I can go ahead and start. Luckily, all of these songs receive points today, because there's only 10 of them. So my 1 point is gonna go to Amarosis.
Okay. Sorry, I am making some last minute changes.
Oh, you're good.
And I have been ever since we finished talking about these.
Oh goodness. I'm confident in my choices. I'm sticking with my choices.
That's very good to hear for you. Love that for you. Oh, I missed a number, but we'll get to there. But my 1 point will go to Markéta Irglová with Mögulegt.
All right. My 1 point is Stefanía. The song that you both really liked, I did not enjoy it. It was my least favorite. So that is my 1 point.
Wow. I feel very caught off guard in this moment, Sindri. No, I kind of figured. All right, 2 points. I'm kind of sad that I'm giving this 2 points, but I'm sticking with my choices. My 2 points goes to Haffi Haff.
Oh wow.
Okay. Yeah, no, I definitely. So my 2 points did go to Haffi Haff, but I put it higher. My 2 points actually go to Amarosis with Don't You Know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my 2 points are to Markéta. Yeah, like I said, just kind of boring ballad,
Sure.
Didn't really remember it afterwards.
Valid. So my 3 points are going to Stefano.
Okay.
Yeah.
My 3 points are going to Sigga, Beta, and Eileen.
Okay.
Mine is going to Stefano as well. With all I know. Yeah. Just, all the ballots are like in a row, like 3 ballots in a row.
Oh no.
Maybe that's also just my bias showing that I don't love the typical Eurovision ballots. But like I love them when they're good. I just feel like none of these are bringing that to me.
Sure. No, that's completely fair. My 4 points in a similar vein go to Sigga, Beta, and Elín.
Okay. Yep. Excuse me. My 4 points are going to Stefano.
Okay.
Yeah, mine is going to Amarosis here. Interestingly, I felt like he's looked so familiar, and I looked it up, and he's also a Paralympian. That has like won medals in swimming. So he's blind. I think that's. So yeah, he's won medals in a bunch of swimming stuff. So impressive athlete, but
impressive athlete, just not.
Yeah, impressive singer, but songwriter, that's still up for debate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. 5 points for me because I liked this, I think, a lot more than y'all did. Mine go to Markéta Irglová.
Okay.
It was.
I was wondering where you placed it, given how low Sindri and I put it.
Yeah.
So my 5 points are going to Gia.
Ooh.
Yeah, my 5 are going to Hanna and Astrotourists.
Nope, that one.
Yeah, just didn't really. It was middle of the pack, It was okay.
Totally. It's funny you say that because my 6 points go to Hanami in the Astrotourists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and it's funny you say that because my 6 points also go to Hanami and the.
You couldn't have given them 1 extra point, Sindri.
No, I put on 6. I put Haffi there.
Okay.
Honestly, just because other than a lot of these songs, I remembered it afterwards, and the hook was still kind of like in my head. I was like, that's what you need for Eurovision, is like something that even if it's not great, at least it sticks in your mind, and you're kind of like, oh yeah, maybe, like I wouldn't hate hearing this again. And with the other ones, you kind of forget them.
Sure. So my 7 is going to go to Reykjavíkurdætur. It's a great song. There's just a few others I like better.
My 7 points will be going to hækkandi.
Okay.
Yeah, my 7 are Sigga, Beta, and Elín. Honestly, I don't. Now that I look at it, I don't know why I have it that high. Maybe when I made the list, maybe I remembered it better. Like I said,
it could be one of those things where it's like it just happened to fall there.
Yeah, it's an okay folk song. I don't remember it at all now, but I remember like it was a cozy song to listen to. Like it was kind of boring, but not in like the worst way,
Yeah. No, totally, I understand that. So, top 3, my 8 points are going to Katla.
My 8 points are also going to Katla.
And my 8 points are also going to Katla.
Yay!
Yeah.
It's a miracle. It's always so interesting with Sam and I, because typically we always have at least one where we put it in the same spot because we kind of have similar music tastes, and I was really interested if that was going to happen here.
Yeah.
So I'm really happy, but yeah, it's a solid, really good song.
Yeah, I think it could be higher, but like I don't know. I just kind of like the top 2 that I have a little bit better.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, much to Sindri's chagrin, my 10 points goes to Stefania.
My 10 points also go to Stefania.
Insane. All right. See, you haven't lived through decades of having to listen to these songs.
That's
these ballads.
That's fair.
No, it's some songs you like, some songs you don't. I don't judge.
No, totally.
My 10 is Sun City and Sana with Keep It Cool or Hækkandi mitt. Yeah, it's just a really fun song. You know?
It's cool.
Yeah, it's just like weird. Yeah, it's just like it's just good, you know?
Yeah. And I completely agree because my 12 points go to Sun City and Sana.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
No, we're all definitely gonna have different like 12 points. Because my 12 points go to Reykjavíkurdætur.
Yeah, my 12 points go also to Reykjavíkurdætur. That's my last one, and yeah, I just love the song, I like them as well, and you know, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, not horribly different lists except for
Stefanía,
yeah,
one song.
But
yeah.
it was like it was like so many combinations. Now it's like there was all three of us, and it's like Logan and I, Sindri and I, and then Logan and Sindri. Like,
yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Well, Sindri, thank you so much for joining us.
Of course, this was a lot of fun. Yeah, you know, I love Eurovision. I don't dive a lot into the you know, internet, like the whole national selection, whatever. Just sometimes to do it with the Icelandic one. Sometimes I don't even bother with the Icelandic one because I've been burned a lot before of the actual good songs not going through and some horrible song going through, and it just gets me mad. So I usually just wait until the main show happens. But I do love Eurovision every single year when it comes along. I get really into it, so love talking about it, you know.
Yeah, I'd be really interested to see your thoughts once all 41 songs are out. Maybe we'll have you back for the semifinal reactions. Who knows? Maybe we'll have you back in May. Who knows? I would love that. But
yeah, you know, just call me. I'm down, you know.
Well, I feel like for the semifinals, we're gonna have a panel of like 7 people, and it's gonna be a mess. But like,
sure.
Honestly, I'm on board for it. Well, that's what we think about the Icelandic national selection. But what do y'all think? Let us know in the comments on Twitter. Follow Sindri because he's a phenomenal human. Follow us because we do a lot of this. So if you like countries other than Iceland, and also Iceland, subscribe, follow, all that lovely stuff. And we'll be back soon with another Eurovision video because, oh boy, there's still more national selections.
Actually, also, before we end the stream, Sindri, is there anything you would like to promote or plug while you're still here?
I don't know. You know, you can follow me on Twitter. I don't even know what audience I'm talking to, like who watches this, but you know, I do run a game. If you want to play a fun game, you know, you can play it. Both of them have played it. It's fun. So if that's anything you're interested in, but I have no idea who I'm talking to. So
there's a very niche Eurovision and online reality game community that I think only the 3 of us and a few other people fall into. But
yeah,
like,
exactly.
Maybe.
It never hurts.
You can follow me, and sometimes maybe there's something you like that comes up there, but you know, probably a lot of it is not. So do whatever you want. But I just, you know, this was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Well, we're happy to have you. And with that, we'll see you all later for another Eurovision video. Because oh boy, there's so many more. Goodbye. Bye-bye. Goodbye now.
Goodbye.